This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Sean is out traveling on a new car launch today, so I'm filling in. You know, Lotus is one of the most storied names in the automotive industry. Founded by Colin Chapman, it was renowned for its lightweight cars. Lotus and Ford collaborated a lot in the 1960s, developing cars both on and off the track. But after Chapman died in 1982, Lotus went through a variety of different owners, including General Motors, a private investment group, and Proton, the Malaysian automaker. Then Chinese automaker Geely bought Proton, and now Lotus is moving its global headquarters to Wuhan, China. It's also building an assembly plant there with the capability of making 150,000 electric cars a year. And it just signed a deal with NIO to develop high-end EVs. Well, here's our Autoline insight. Lotus is respected globally for its engineering prowess, but it's never been financially successful as an automaker. So now we're going to have to wait and see if Geely can make a go of it. Man, General Motors has not been shy about blaming LG Chem for Chevy Bolts catching fire because of battery problems. And now the automaker says it is not confident LG can even make defect-free batteries. Because of that, GM is holding off on repairing the 141,000 Bolt EVs and EUVs it recently had to recall. It's also keeping its Orion assembly plant idled until it's confident the fixes for the batteries are safe. GM is monitoring LG's manufacturing process to try and find the defects. The automaker and LG are negotiating over how much LG has to pay for the cost of the recall, which is $1.8 billion. Tesla is another step closer to selling its EVs in India. The company just received permission from the government to make or import 4 models, but it will be a tough market to crack. EVs only account for 1% of sales in the country, and Teslas are much more expensive than the EVs that are already sold there. On top of that, India has very high import tariffs, which will add to the price. However, if demand is high enough, Elon Musk has hinted it could open a factory in India at some point. And just dangling out the prospect of a factory could get Indian officials to reduce the import taxes on EVs.
The world is changing at an ever-increasing pace. No matter what the mode of transportation, there is always the need for an efficient propulsion system. And that's exactly what BorgWarner has been doing since the earliest days of the automotive industry.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
On an earnings call with investors recently, GM CEO Mary Barra said, autonomous cars are only quarters away, not years away. And there sure is a lot of activity on the AV home front. The latest comes from Hyundai, which just unveiled its Robotaxi based on the Ioniq 5 EV. Hyundai and the supplier Aptiv formed a joint venture called Motional to develop AVs. And they're turning the Ioniq into a Level 4 AV that will be used by Lyft, the ride-hailing company, in 2023. And so that riders will be fully aware that they are getting into a robotaxi with no human driver, Motional and Hyundai made no effort to hide the 30 sensors on the roof and doors. So in the future, will autonomous cars lead to a ban on human driving? A study from ID Tech X predicts that's exactly what's going to happen. It says human driving will be banned by 2050. And it's all about safety. AVs are going to be far safer than humans, says the study, and it bases that on an analysis of autonomous disengagements that are reported to the California DMV. Waymo and Cruise are currently traveling about 30,000 miles between disengagements, and that is doubling every year. At that rate, by 2046, AVs will be able to travel 3 million miles between disengagements. And that suggests traffic accidents could drop to only 1 a year. Well, let's see what happens. Here's our Autoline insight. We don't think driving will ever be banned, and we present Toyota's Guardian philosophy as exhibit number 1. That's where drivers can do all the driving they want, but the car will never let them get in an accident. It's as if a guardian angel is hovering above the car, making sure that nothing bad ever happens. EVs are so quiet that you can hear the brake pads engage, especially when backing up at low speeds. So TRW, which is part of the ZF group, is coming out with aftermarket brake pads that are especially made for EVs. They call them electric blue. The pads are made from a new material that not only significantly reduces interior noise levels, but also vibrations during braking. And they emit 45% less brake dust, so you don't have to spend as much time looking at or cleaning dirty wheels. Right now, it looks like these electric blue brake pads are only available in Europe, but there's 21 different part numbers that cover EVs that make up 98% of sales in Europe, and 30 part numbers for hybrids.
Mobility is becoming electric, connected, and autonomous, just like the manufacturing world. But will always be one thing: a reliable partner for our customers.
The age of silicones began at Wacker more than 70 years ago. Whether you're looking for thermal management of battery systems or the protection of electronics, let your innovations be powered by Wacker silicones. Visit us at wacker.com. E-mobility powered by Wacker silicones.
EV charging can be so confusing to the general public. There's different levels of charging, different charge rates, and the size of the onboard chargers are all different as well. To make things easier, Ford created a software program that combines all the different charging networks into one platform. Darren Palmer, the head of all battery electric vehicles at Ford, fills in the details.
We made the system, it automatically routes for you. You just say what you want to do, and it tells you how to do it. So I want to go to Chicago. It will automatically add chargers. It will find the fastest ones of the best quality and offer those up to you. By the way, you get 250 kilowatts free. Maybe that's 4 charges. You get that free with the car to get you started. And then those ones, you'll drive there, you'll plug in and take 10 seconds and automatically authorize. You check it's working, walk away. And that's the experience that a lot of people have. You don't need to get into which type, which phase, how many, it doesn't matter. The system has it all online and it tells you. And that's a curated set. There are more chargers, but they're not in our curated set. In other words, the quality could be random, and we haven't selected them for those reasons.
It's true, we've used that Ford system, and it's definitely better than everyone else's, except Tesla's. Passenger cars in the U.S. must be equipped with anti-lock brake systems, but that's not the case for motorcycles. And a new study from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety shows motorcycles with ABS are definitely safer. It looked at 65 models with ABS made between 2013 and 2019 and found that bikes equipped with ABS were in 22% fewer fatal crashes per 10,000 registered vehicle years. A registered vehicle year is equal to 1 motorcycle registered for 1 year. The IIHS has been calling on NHTSA to mandate ABS for motorcycles since 2013, but it hasn't happened. However, the feature is becoming more common. It is standard on half of 2020 models, and it's optional on another quarter. You know, Nissan went to the head of the class when it finally redesigned the Frontier. The changes it made are significant. And we're going to get into that on Autoline After Hours this Thursday. Milena Vasco is a senior manager at Nissan's U.S. Tech Center where the vehicle was developed. And if you got questions about the Frontier that you would like us to ask Milena, tweet it to us or drop us an email. Send it to viewermail@autoline.tv. And then join Gary and I on Thursday for some of the best insights into what's going on in the automotive industry. And with that, we wrap up today's report. Thank you for watching.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Borg Warner, propulsion solutions that support a clean, energy-efficient world. Wacker, creating tomorrow's solutions. And by Scheffler, we pioneer motion.